This episode is rated M for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of the PFC Entertainment Network or any of the affiliates that make this show possible.
This is the Pure Fury Creations Entertainment Network.
This is Creepy Soup on the PFC Entertainment Network.
Stop. Hello. Welcome to episode 137. 137, I think. Maybe 138. I think it's 137.
One of them.
Of Creepy Soup on the PFC Entertainment Network. I am Jill.
And I'm the Hump Trophy Judy.
Welcome. It's weird seeing your face.
Oh yeah, I'm always fucking working.
Yeah, I mean, we live in the same house and see each other maybe a grand total of 3 hours a week. Maybe.
If that.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe a little longer, because I do, well, you always sleep right until you go to work, so not really.
Yeah, that's why I said, if that.
Yeah. So, anything new with you?
No, not with me, no.
What did you do today after the kids got out of school?
Went to Walmart.
For?
Oh, stuff for Bentley's dance.
His
First, yes.
Come on, work with me. Good God.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I hope they don't cancel it because of the weather, though.
Yeah, we're both, well, it is a Wednesday. And we are very, very sorry for this late drop. But her schedule has been so fucking crazy.
Yes.
My schedule's the same. But it's so difficult. Because and I feel so bad. Because I'm always like, are we recording? Are we recording? Are we recording? I just feel like I'm such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So.
A little bit.
Look, we got a thing. We got to get shit done. But if they don't cancel it, I'm going to be expecting pictures.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I've already threatened that if they do reschedule it, I'm requesting the day off and I'm going to chaperone it. And Bentley's like, no, you're not.
No.
So, we'll see. I ain't making no promises. I probably won't do it. I think I only chaperoned one of yours, and it was the most boring fucking thing.
Oh my God.
Girls over here, boys over here.
Yeah.
Right.
Doing absolutely.
No, just talking about, oh, I wish he would ask me to dance. Oh, he's so cute. Anyway.
That part.
I mean, I'm not going to say things weren't like that when I was in middle school either. So.
Right.
I'm trying to think. We got, well, hopefully this drops before Friday.
Yes.
Sorry, Jason. On Friday the 14th, there will be some new merch dropping for the network and for our show. baseball jerseys, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You know who's going to be placing an order when I get a... Well, maybe before I go to work. I don't know. But
This one?
I'm going to be ordering some shit.
Yeah.
There's the baseball jersey type shirts. There are baseball hats to match the shirts. Yard signs. Yard flags. Yeah. So, exciting stuff. I'm excited. I got a sneak preview and I was like so excited. And what else do we got? Oh, yeah. If you have any of your own personal, like, true crime stories, paranormal... Oh, let me tell you, the paranormal shit around here has been amped the fuck up. I don't know if it's because... I don't know. On March 2nd, we have, and hopefully you can get shit figured out with your boss, because
Right.
I'm not thrilled with that right now. I, along with my friend Christy, was asked to lead a ghost hunt at a location in Saginaw that has never had... I mean, I'm sure people have went in there and done their own thing, but they've never had like an official backed by the bed and breakfast paranormal investigation. It is the Montague Inn in Saginaw, which I've lived here my entire life and walked in those doors for the very first time on Monday. Because Christy and I did, well, we wanted to do a walkthrough to kind of see what we were,
Yeah.
looking at.
And I'm sure the pictures online did not do the place justice.
Oh my god, the place is absolutely beautiful. It has hosted some celebrities. Bob Hope. I don't know if you even know who that is.
I've heard.
Okay. Bob Hope had been a guest there. Oh my god, my mind is completely food. They do have a list on their website of celebrity guests that they've had. The one I remember from like the mid 80s, when Don Johnson was on Miami Vice and he was literally everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember, I want to say it was the boat races, the river
Roar.
Yeah. I think he was in town for that. So that's in Bay City, but he stayed at the Montague Inn in Saginaw. And I remember that just being all over the news.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, he's not that fucking great. I mean, I don't hate him. I don't.
But you're not his number one fan.
No. I mean, my favorite movie with him in it is Paradise, with his then wife, Melanie Griffith. And...
I like how you had to overpronounce.
I know, Griffith. But yeah, it's a good movie. Dad got me watching it, and it's actually kind of a tearjerker.
Really?
So, yeah.
I've never seen it.
It's a good movie. Not many people have heard of it. It was kind of like one of those maybe straight-to-video type things.
Uh-huh.
But, good movie. And I think the little boy that's in it is Elijah Wood, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think he's visiting. Well, his mom has a baby or some shit. I don't know. It's a good movie. It's a tearjerker. But yeah, he was there. But anyway, we have been asked to co-lead this investigation, which has caused, because your brother's going.
Yeah.
So he went and bought some paranormal equipment. And then I also bought some paranormal equipment. And we've both been kind of... Well, I tested out for a little bit last night. Interesting shit. A couple of the things that Buddy got, he got a couple different EMF detectors. And the one Holly Hobby doll that I had bought back in August, and I've said it before, I should have cleansed. I know better, but I didn't. And remember, we had activity that started right
Uh-huh.
around that time, and he put the EMF detector up to that doll, and that motherfucker was going off. So I currently own a haunted doll. Never thought I'd be able to say that, but here we are.
Right.
So, yeah, we got the investigation, but now, see, when you yelled "what the fuck" last night, I was in the bedroom.
No, why you were not.
Yes, I was, because I came out of the bedroom to see what was wrong.
Yeah, that was after. I was freaking out before.
Oh, well.
You didn't notice what I was doing. I watched you walk in and then walk out and then ask me what was wrong.
Okay. So, yeah.
Freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, we've had some stuff happening, so it's a thing. So, are we ready to try this? I've tried it, and I love them. And you want to do it before they get too cold or too warm, because they're best cold. Come on, grab it. So, what these are, and I actually found these on TikTok, but they do have them on Amazon also, if you're interested and don't have TikTok. These are called Spilt. I had to look it up.
Okay.
I had to look it up. That it is caffeinated milk. And there's 20 grams of protein in it, so it's healthy shit. Now, I have tried it before, and I fucking love these. They're not cheap. I bought these with my own money. This is definitely not a sponsored ad, but I wanted you to try it. And I bought the variety pack that had chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
Uh-huh.
The vanilla were gone. They were so good. They were so good. It was a 12 pack, so I got 4 of each. And they do have like a max chocolate. I don't know what's different about that. I don't know.
Probably like extra chocolate.
I don't know if it's extra chocolate or extra protein. But I didn't
What kind
get
of protein is the question.
Don't be gross. Who raised you? All right.
You?
Take a drink. She's drinking the strawberry.
I like it.
Isn't that good?
Yes.
And I had the chocolate. I fucking love these.
That's good.
I love these. Oh
my god, I feel like I got flippin' sneeze, guys.
When isn't she sneezing or blowing her nose or sniffling or...
Which fucking allergies?
I know, allergies. And you would think right now with everything being frozen, there wouldn't be any allergies, but wrong. So, yeah, these are, I think on Amazon, they're 35 or 39. They're 30 something for the 12 pack. And you can either get the variety pack or you can get chocolate, like all chocolate, all strawberry, all vanilla, or all this chocolate max. Or you can get the variety pack with the chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla.
That is super good.
I think it's better than like the Nesquik milk. Because you know how like a lot of like the protein milk, like, I don't mean to call anyone out, but like that muscle milk has that
Chalky.
Yeah, gritty, chocolatey, or not chocolatey.
Gritty.
It's just not good. This is not like that at all. It actually tastes like you poured a can of chocolate milk.
It's only 90 calories.
Yeah, and it's only 90 calories.
That's some good shit.
So, highly recommend it. Again, not an ad because I bought this with my own money. I just wanted to share it with people.
Oh, and it's lactose free.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
See, I didn't even pay attention to that. I saw it and they were like,
Right here.
You act like my eyes are good enough to even fucking see that. So anyway, that is probably a first on this show in any time frame of me drinking milk.
Yeah. I'm not a milk drinker either.
I'm
unless
not
I have cereal.
See, I'm not I mean, I can probably count in the last 10 years on one hand how many times I've had a glass of milk. and have at least one finger left over to flip people off. I don't know. But yeah, so tonight we are drinking milk.
Usually is pop.
No, not
Or
for
water.
Coffee is a strong front runner.
Not for me.
I know when Jason and I recorded the 80s, he was a little surprised to see me drinking sparkling water.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because that came up because he brought up the blackberry Dr. Pepper.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, have you tried it yet? And I'm like, no, I stopped drinking pop.
Oh, so it is really a thing now?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get out much, guys.
Yeah. Again, we haven't seen each other, so.
Yeah.
So there you go. You have what we're up to. Oh, here's what I'm up to.
Ruh-roh.
On the 14th, it's my last day in the area that I have been in for years at the shop. And, I've talked about Rashad before. Currently not my team leader. Actually hasn't been my team leader in about a year and a half. But he is, and I make no bones about it, he is my favorite person in that whole place. He was very saddened by the fact that I'm leaving. Now, everybody knows I make cakes for Rashad. The very first cake I ever made that he liked was a peach upside down cake.
Uh-huh.
So Friday, I'm taking him a peach upside down cake.
Cinnamon roll cake.
You mean the honey bun cake?
No, cinnamon roll.
I don't make a cinnamon roll cake. I make a honey bun
But
cake.
you can. You should. I've asked.
Suck it. So,
I can't.
And here's what makes me mad about my special app. Because you can put in a special app to move to different departments.
Uh-huh.
You can't just look at a job listing for another department and put in for it and get it. You have to you have to put in a special app to get to that area, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, they had dismantled my kit cell and forced me on a horrible job. And that's when I was like, fuck this, and I put in for this special app. And then while waiting for that, I had put in for another job, like basically as a time filler that wasn't going to kill my back.
Right.
Because the other job was killing my back. And I really, really liked the job. And I was telling people, telling my AR and stuff, that I really like this job. I'm going to pull my special app. 2 hours later, they came and told me that I was going.
That's on 2 hours?
Yeah. 2 hours that, I didn't pull it yet. I was going to wait and do it, when I got home. Nope.
That's awesome.
It's not. Because I have to leave Rashad. You don't know how that hurts me. That hurts.
Oh, you'll still be able to see him and talk to him.
Well, yeah. But
It's not that serious.
Girl. Anyway. So I'm going to be starting a new area starting next week. And I'm a little nervous, a little scared.
Why?
Because it's a new area. It's like going to a new school. It's in a whole other building. I'm not even going to be in the same building.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So now do you see why I'm so crushed to leave?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only good thing is the time, where I'm at now, we start at 3 o'clock. Boom, 3 o'clock. We finish at 11. My new area, I'll be starting at 2:42, and I'll be getting out at 10:42. So I can leave there and dip around to the other area and be waiting for people to come out so I can still see people. I figure that'll be fun to do on a Friday.
I can't.
And then, of course, there's a group of us that, we've talked about, every couple months, getting together and lunch, coffee, whatever. Girls' Day things.
That sounds like a good time.
So that'll be fun. So, are you ready to trauma bond with some strangers?
Yes.
All right. So, what I'm going to do with my notes is I'm starting at the end and working my way to the new shit.
Okay, Hickerbilly.
All right. This is another redo. Again, we had 99 episodes before we joined the network. So those episodes are not part of the network. So I want to redo them.
Okay.
So they will be part of the network. So this one was originally, I don't remember. Hold on. I can tell you in a second what date it was.
No.
Because I still have it up. It was uploaded August 27th of 2023. It was episode 66. And it was titled Haunted Tattoo Shop with a Side of Bullshit. This story kind of came across my eye holes while watching the Dead Files.
Stop.
You stop.
You're doing too much.
It was on an episode of the Dead Files, and I'm not gonna lie, the other episode I did, I used a couple sources of information. What I did for this episode is I used the Dead Files for my information, but not Amy's part of it.
Okay.
Like the part that Steve does where he interviews the different people and blah, blah,
Oh, okay.
blah, blah, blah. So it is currently a tattoo shop in, what the fuck, Jill? Chicago. Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago.
Yeah. So the original owner of this property, I guess, was he immigrated. His name, I don't know if it was a title or what, but Major Noble, which kind of sounds like Chernobyl, but whatever.
I think Bentley had a kid in his class named Major.
But I don't know if it was his title or if it was his name.
Yeah.
Because Major Noble, they're both titles, really.
Right.
He acquired 160 acres of land, and on this land, and there not a whole lot of information, but it is out there. And he ran a tavern on this land, and it was in 1880 something. No, stop it, whore. I know, I'm just talking to myself in all kinds of ways. It was
We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah, and just in case you're curious or in the area, it is still an operating tattoo shop. It's called Old Town Tattoo, spelled T-A-T-U. It's at 3313 West Irving Park Road in Chicago, Illinois. I'm not giving you the phone number. Look it up yourself. I don't have time to do your work. I'm just telling you a story. 1840, a man by the name of Major Noble, this is from the website, immigrated from Europe to Chicago. 3 years later, he acquired 160 acres of land in which he opened a tavern. Now, while he owned the land, his wife Anne, in 1845, so just 5 years later, and again, I don't know her age because I never got her age, so I'm so fucking sorry. She was found dead while in bed with a long cotton cloth tied around her neck.
What?
And they did not know if it was murder or suicide. I don't know too many people who, well, I mean, I don't think laying down.
It's gonna do the trick.
But, you know, the woman, maybe.
Gone wrong.
Now, I will say again, I'm not trying to use Amy's portion because that can't be proved or disproven.
Right.
But she did, in her investigation, see a younger woman in her mid-20s that I guess fit the description that said she did kill herself.
Oh.
Now we're going to go to the next owners. And this information within the show came from the grandson of John A. Clement, who opened a funeral home in 1922, and it ran as a fully operational, embalming, everything funeral home until 2001.
Wow. Had a nice long run.
Yeah, like almost 80 years. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So John was described as like an artistic, and he painted like portraits, like I don't know. And this is we already have one death on the property with Major's wife Anne,
Right.
and they did have children. Anne and Noble.
Yep.
Major.
Major.
Sorry, Major. So John, his family, while living in the funeral home, because there's apartments upstairs.
Yeah.
And we're going to hear a lot about these apartments in this whole chaotic. And I want you to tell me if you see a pattern.
Okay.
Okay? So the person that gave the information to Steve DeShavi during his investigation portion of it was the grandson of John, Michael Clement.
Are you sure it's not Clement?
Clement.
Oh.
Clement. Because it's Klmundt. Clement. Fuck, you're fucking me up. Fucking raised you. So, in 1938, so this was 16 years after opening the funeral home, John's wife Anna was 45, and she had an acute thyroid condition, which inflamed her heart, and she was pretty much dead within a week. So it was a heart issue.
Oh.
And then we have Michael, the one who gave the information.
Yeah.
His dad, a name was not given, at the age of 41, suffered his third and final heart attack.
I thought you were going to say syphilitis.
No. So let me back up to Anna for a minute. I don't know if I said she was 45.
I thought it was 25.
No, that was Anne, the original owner's wife. Anna Anna. I think it's Anna. Sorry, Anna. Was 45 in 1938 when she died, basically of heart issues. Michael's dad, again, unnamed.
Shocker.
Yeah, we'll just call him. So he was 41 when he suffered his third and final heart attack and died in the bathroom of the apartment. Okay, are you starting to see a pattern? Okay. So,
most definitely.
Now, Michael's brother suffered a heart attack in the apartment at the age of 28.
Get out of here.
You get out of here.
Okay.
So then Michael, after giving some family history, also says, you might want to look into this. Now, if you've seen the episode or listened to our original episode 66, you probably are going to know the story I'm about to tell. So Mike says in the 80s there was a man's funeral was taking place, and during the funeral at the funeral home, the man's brother had a heart attack and died.
What?
In the funeral home. Okay. So this leads Steve to go to the man who the funeral was for.
That is crazy.
Yes. He goes to his widow and sits down for an interview. Her name is Virginia Kodecki. Her husband was Edwin. They lived next door to the funeral home.
What?
They lived next door to the funeral home for over 30 years. And at the age of 54, he had
A heart attack.
A heart attack.
Get out of here.
Go figure. He died the day before Mother's Day.
Oh.
Yep. And she said maybe I read it wrong or wrote it down wrong, because this was right around the time everybody came home and it was a little chaotic.
My bad.
Because she said it was over, I wrote over 30 years. Maybe she said almost 30 years. I don't know. Because they were just about to celebrate their 25th anniversary. Invitations had went out for the party. And instead of going to a party for their 25th anniversary, they were at the funeral home next door to where they lived for his wake, when his brother Walter,
no, don't tell me.
at the age of 63, during his brother's wake, has a heart attack and dies.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
My mind is blown right now.
Is this not insane? I'm not even done. I'm not even done. So
that is crazy.
It is very crazy.
No, like, were the deaths, like, very close together?
What do you mean? Whose deaths? The brothers?
All of them. Everybody that's died of a heart attack so far.
Well, it started in 1938 with Anna.
Okay.
And the two brothers died in the 80s.
Okay.
So, I mean, and of course, it's also a funeral home. So, it's already kind of a place.
Right.
So, in 2003, I believe it is. Yes. Richie Tapeworm Herrera buys it and turns it into a tattoo parlor.
What was his name?
Tapeworm.
Oh, why?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe he was one of those people that could eat and eat and eat and eat and eat.
Never know where they put it.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times, like, when I worked at the group home, me and Kim would talk, like, we'd be hungry all night. Like, I got a tapeworm. She was famous for that line. So, he buys this tattoo parlor and names it after his son. It was Odin Tattoos. So, hang on. I did not write down the year. I'm sorry. Sorry if you can hear the preteen bullshit that's going on out there.
She's at that age.
Okay, so okay. So the main dude that calls. Have you ever seen this episode of Dead Files?
I haven't really, like, I like watching it, but I haven't really got to see every single individual episode.
Okay, so look, I love your dad. I love your dad, but this man. Oh, sorry. Gore, I would let him tattoo my toes. I would not give a shit, and I would sit there and say thank you. Like, right. Gorgeous man. So, any hoodle.
Doing too much.
So, in the beginning of the interview, he says that his artists are hearing girls' screams in the basement. They see shadow figures. He talks about this particular mask that keeps falling off the wall.
Yeah.
He said that one time it hit him in the head, another time it fell on the computer and broke the keyboard. And of course, Steve, as an investigator, asked, like, is it the walls sloped? Is that it? He's like, nope, that ain't it.
Wind,
Yeah, is it wind? There's a lot of light up here. Is it the shadows?
Right.
And he does ask many of these throughout the questions. So he starts talking about Richie, which I'm not going to refer to him as Tapeworm, but just keep in mind that is his nickname. So Richie, Chris describes him as charismatic, friendly. He was a big guy, so he looked intimidating, but he had a heart of gold. He would do anything for anybody, which is why they do what they do, which I'll get to in a minute. He was like, anyone that talks about him in this episode, you could tell they have such a genuine love for this guy.
Yeah.
That it's kind of sad to listen to them, and like, they're still grieving. Like, at the time of the episode aired was in 2017, so like almost 11 years, maybe 10 had went by that he was gone, and they were still talking about him like they just lost him.
Yeah.
Like, it,
that hurt and pain don't go away.
Yeah, like, they still. So he does talk about one time Richie lived in the upstairs apartment.
Here we go.
Yep. And that he was coming downstairs and got into a verbal argument with an apparition that told him his name was Walter. Now, if you remember, Walter is the brother that died during his brother's funeral.
What the
Yeah. So he gets in this verbal altercation with the
Words
apparition. Yeah, words are hard. With Walter, and then is pushed down the stairs. And they show the stairs, they're like metal stairs. There's like 15, 20 stairs, and he fell like ass over tea kettle going down these stairs.
Jesus.
Which he really could have died then.
Right,
like,
right.
Horrible. But
He didn't, right?
he didn't. But unfortunately,
He had a heart attack.
he did have a heart attack. It was after celebrating his 37th birthday.
Jeez.
When he passed, he had a heart attack and he died in the apartment that Anna passed in, and Michael's unnamed father passed in, and his brother David passed in. He did have a heart attack. He left behind a wife and son. His son, Odin, was 4 years old at the time. So the guys get together and they decide they are going to rename and reopen their shop to help out Richie's wife and child. One person mentions wife, everyone else just says son's mother. So I like wife better. I don't know. So they renamed the shop from Odin Tattoo to Old Town Tattoo, TATU, if you're looking it up. And their plan was to keep this up and running, and when Odin turned 18, to hand him the reins to this tattoo shop. But because of everything that has went on within this tattoo shop, they don't feel comfortable. They don't know if they're handing something safe off to this boy that they all talk very lovingly about.
Right, yeah.
Like, you can truly tell that this mother has a fucking village behind her with this boy. So then, he talks about being afraid to give it to him, because at the time of the recording, when they did this, he was 14 years old. So 18 is approaching quickly.
Right.
So then next they talk to Nick, who is Chris's business partner in this.
Okay.
And he lived in the apartment for 6.5 years.
Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me.
No, he said he didn't know until he had an EKG that showed he did have a minor
Heart condition?
heart attack. He had
Oh my god.
He had a minor heart attack. Right.
Ridiculous. That is so crazy.
That's too many heart attacks. in one property.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because, okay, if you live next door to the funeral home,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's still property.
Yeah.
That's, okay. So he also talks about experiences while he lived in the apartment of door slamming. And of course Steve says, was it wind? He was like, it is a very heavy door. It was not wind. And it is, when they show it, it's a beautiful apartment.
Yeah.
I will tell you, it's a beautiful, beautiful area. And he also said that he would see shadows, like when he was in the front area and the back area. So, of course, Steve says, there's a lot of windows.
Right.
But this is an upstairs apartment, so it's not like you're going to have people walking by your window. Maybe birds flying.
Right.
Maybe the
you
occasional...
Can tell the difference. If
maybe
it's a
the
bird.
occasional balloon that was let go, something like that. But, yeah. And so Steve asked Nick, like, did he, ever talk about paranormal experiences, meaning Richie?
Yeah.
And he said that yes, he had a lot of paranormal experiences and he wasn't crazy. He knew what he saw.
Right.
So then next they sit down and they talk to Neil.
Okay.
And Neil is an artist. And you know what? When they do the reveal at the end, that man looks like he has seen some shit.
Yeah.
Like, just when they talk about things, the look on his face, it's,
Yeah.
So Neil says, like, he could be, on the main level, first floor, tattooing somebody, and it sounds like someone, like, under his feet is pounding on the ceiling of the basement. And they all talk about nobody is comfortable in the basement for any period of time.
Uh-huh. That's crazy.
And they say that people claim, mainly in the basement, but in various locations within the building, to be pushed, to be groped. Women apparently are groped in like a harassing kind of way. And like if you're in the basement, you feel like you're crowded. Like you're like one move, you're gonna bump into somebody.
Yeah.
And they all talk about like a black shadow apparition of a man, but Neil, who apparently sees it more often than anybody, he says he sees it at least 4 times a week. Yeah. And he says, I wouldn't describe it as black. I would describe it as a void. Like a straight up void.
Wow.
So, now again, this part is just for fun. Because, again, I don't want to use anything that Amy says as gospel. Because it can be proven. I know they do the investigation. One with the cop, one with her, to kind of prove what she says. But she does say that, she always does a sketch. Like, the sketch was like all these very nice people, or nicely dressed people. I don't know if you heard that.
Is Buddy okay?
He's probably...
Blink twice if you're scared.
Can you see him blink?
Talking to myself.
You're stupid. But the sketch shows these very nicely dressed people, and they're kind of gathered around somebody laying on the floor. And she said whoever that person is was their first... that they're trapped in this building, so anyone that dies here they will also make sure that they are trapped, kind of thing.
Oh, no.
And it does show a person laying on the floor. They ask if it could be Richie, and she said it could be. Now, me personally, I think because, the first person once the original owners died, the first person that had the heart attack and died in there was Walter.
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking maybe it's him. And, you know, she talks about, you know, she brought up, like, the woman from the 1800s, probably killed herself.
But why?
I don't know. Something about, I don't know, she didn't want to live here anymore, but she also says that her spirit is afraid of what's in the basement.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Basements are scary.
Yeah, basements are scary, but when you got, like, thousands of dead people, because, I mean, you figure 80 years, how many people, you know, bodies
Right.
went through there, were embalmed there.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a whole mess that...
Nope.
Yeah,
I ain't doing it.
That's not good. But they... Now, I did look it up because I got nosy, and I'm not going to lie, my thought was if Chris is still in that shop, I want to make an appointment for a tattoo.
For real. You should. That'd be fun.
I'm going to just, real quick...
Oh, this ought to be good, guys.
Well, I don't have a picture of him. But I'll pause the screen for a moment. Because I'm an asshole. Yeah, I would totally. And if you're wondering, it is season 8, episode 3, called Deadly Promise.
Ooh. What am I looking at?
That's the dude.
That killed himself?
No. That's the one that called... You know, they both say when they're talking about Richie that if either one of them would have been the ones that died, Richie would have done the same for their children.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, you can tell that this was a very close group of tattoo artists. You know what? I'm going to go to the end, the reveal. That's a dude that looks like he's seen a lot. Like, that poor guy just looks like he has seen a lot of shit.
Seen a bunch of shits.
Okay, that... I would let him tattoo me any day. Any day. Yeah, sorry.
Not just tattoo.
Yes, just tattoo. I'm a married woman. So that is the story of Old Town Tattoo in Chicago.
That is...
And I can remember...
I'm, like, lost for words. That's...
No, I can remember when Dad and I watched that originally.
Uh-huh.
Just hearing heart attack, heart attack, heart attack. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And, you know, Amy does say, like, the spirits here are very apt to make men ill.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, because you figure Edwin had a heart attack living next door. Then his brother comes to his funeral. He has a heart attack. But before that, Michael's dad, Michael was still alive because he did the interview. Michael's dad and brother David had heart attacks, both men. Again, Edwin, Walter, and then Richie, and then Neil had a minor heart attack, but he left. And he said, like, he does not like being in there. And Amy's, you know how she always gives, like, you can stay, or...
Yep.
But you got to do this to stay. Hers was to get a Catholic priest to exorcise, and then anybody who had ties to Richie has to stay away for 72 hours to give him time to be released from the people in the basement.
Uh-huh.
and for them to get out, and then for him to decide if he wants to go too or if he does want to stay around.
Right.
And yeah, and they were like, no, we're not letting him leave. And then he was like, yeah, you're right. Like, it's emotions that makes me want him to stay, but
Right.
and I would assume that if it was that strong, he would probably want to stay with them too.
Yeah.
To make sure like his son takes over.
Right. Because that would be if I would die that young, and my kids aren't old enough to take care of themselves. I don't think I would be able to move on until I knew for a fact they could take care of themselves.
Yeah. I could just see me trying to move on. You'd be getting out the fucking Ouija board. Mom,
What'd you do with this?
can you cash at me $5? Nope, not from the others.
Fuck you.
Well, I got a nice little cash app from you yesterday, so. Yeah, I'd get no rest. I'd be like, okay, they're adults. I can move on. I can go fucking play bingo with the Golden Girls. And then I'd be getting the Ouija board message. Mom, how do you make spaghetti casserole?
Bitch.
I know you know how to make it, but like, you know. How do you make your honey bun cake? You never wrote down the recipe.
Oh, that part. 100% that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, how
so
do you make that?
I'm not. This isn't a cooking show.
So?
And again, if you've got the extra money, by all means, get this spilt milk. It is so,
I don't understand why it's called that.
I don't either. But look, I thought it was maybe split. Because,
Right.
I don't know.
It's,
I didn't look at the order of the letters. I just looked at the letters. So I went, they do have a YouTube page. So I did go on their YouTube page. And it is
would the
spilt.
why be silent?
I don't know. Spilt. It's spelled SPYLT, but it's pronounced spilt. I don't make the rules. That's why I said I went on their page to hear how it's pronounced.
That's crazy. I wonder how they came up with that.
But it is really good.
Very, very, very.
Like, I got 2 cans left, and I'm pouring them motherfuckers.
It's funny.
And the colder they are, the better.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't drink milk. So for me to even give a good...
Wish we would have had Oreos.
For me to give a recommendation for milk of any kind is kind of out there because I don't drink milk.
Nope, sure don't.
But this, I yeah. So hopefully,
His gown.
yeah, mine's almost gone, but I'm savoring.
I should have savored, but it was too
Okay,
good
you're
not to.
shaking the
Oh, my bad.
laptop cracker. So yeah, I think that's about all we have coming up. We, like I said, new merch drop. Email us your stories. creepysouppodcast@gmail.com. If you do listen to the other podcasts on the network, you can find everything from all the shows for the new drop at pfcspring.printify.me. And of course ours is, I know, right? I just fucking know these things. And ours, which is pfccreepysoup.printify.me.
Yep.
So, go buy some stuff. Go
Lots
this
of stuff.
spring. Hopefully we'll be doing a live show but your schedule is going to depend on whether we cement that shit.
For real.
But I know Christy's excited about it. And I'm excited about it.
I was excited about it until I got my fucking schedule.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they figure that shit out. And we will be back on schedule. Yeah. Yeah, on schedule. See, we've been doing this an hour. We have time. We have fucking time.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, with your hours, and then everyone was sick for a while there, and just...
Yeah. A lot.
A lot. So hopefully things will get back on track because we're sick of this.
Right.
And we will see you next time. Bye.